Viewers, the dead economy Raga is back, with the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, unleashing a fresh attack on Prime Minister Narendra Modi over Trump tariffs. In a social media post on X today, Rahul Gandhi posted a video of his interaction with people associated with the textile sector and claimed that 50% US tariffs are badly hurting the textile exporters. His post also mentioned that job losses, factory shutdowns and reduced orders are a reality of our dead economy. Holding Prime Minister Modi responsible for the state of affairs, Rahul Gandhi concluded his post with the line, "Please direct your attention to this matter." That must have rang, in fact, some kind of a bell there, because this is something that US President Donald Trump uses whenever he puts out something on Truth Social. He says, "Thank you for your kind attention on the matter." Now, this clearly echoes the way US President Donald Trump often ends his social media posts. Rahul Gandhi had used the dead economy phrase for the first time in August last year, when he, in a way, agreed with Donald Trump's comments on Indian economy, rather his assessment of the Indian economy. Listen in to what he had said back then.
Right. I mean, everybody knows this, except the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister. Everybody knows that the Indian economy is a dead economy. I'm glad that President Trump has stated.
Now, viewers, interestingly, Rahul's dead economy barb came a day after Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar hailed India's growth story at the World Economic Forum in Davos. D.K. Shivkumar said, and I'm quoting him here, "India is rising." Now, Rahul Gandhi says India is a dead economy. D.K. Shivkumar, another senior leader of the Congress party, says India is rising. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, he said it's clear that the world is looking at India with growing confidence. Confident in what we have built and in the momentum we continue to carry forward, unquote. So this is what D.K. Shivkumar had mentioned. After Rahul's own debunked the dead economy narrative, BJP mocked Rahul Gandhi, saying the only thing which is perhaps dead right now is the Congress High Command's understanding of the ground reality. Prime Minister Modi, while speaking in Tamil Nadu, lauded India as the favorite destination for investment across the globe. Listen in.
आज भारत दुनिया भर के निवेशकों की पहली पसंद बनता जा रहा है। भारत दुनिया के हर रीजन के साथ बड़े-बड़े समझौते कर रहा है। इस महत्वपूर्ण कालखंड में तमिलनाडु में एनडीए की डबल इंजन सरकार बहुत जरूरी है। केंद्र सरकार के साथ मिलकर चलने वाली सरकार जब यहां होगी तो निवेशकों के लिए यहां पैसा लगाना और आसान हो जाएगा।
Now, viewers, it's not just the Prime Minister saying this. In fact, a week ago, you would recall, Managing Director of International Monetary Fund called India a bright spot on a somewhat cloudy global economic horizon. IMF has also upgraded India's 2025-26, which is current financial year's growth forecast, to 7.3% from its earlier estimate of 6.6%. So the question, viewers, is Rahul Gandhi paying attention to any of this? Listen in to the war of words.
Narendra has surrendered before US. लगातार हमारे देश का अपमान अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति डोनाल्ड ट्रंप कर रहे हैं और मुझे लगता है उनको बोलना चाहिए। वो देश के प्रधानमंत्री हैं, वो अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति के कोई एम्प्लॉय नहीं है।
The financial and the economic situation of India is not good or rosy as the union government is projecting. The per capita GDP does not contribute to the amount of the growth story which the Prime Minister and the entire BJP is claiming to be.
Rahul Gandhi is a serial liar. He is a Pinocchio of modern day politics. He is a leader of propaganda. He is part of Bharat Badnami Brigade. The World Economic Forum is saying that India is the bright spot. EU Commissioner, EU chairpersons, they are saying that India deal is very important. It's the mother of all deals. Yet Rahul Gandhi, whose political career is dead, is finding Indian economy to be dead.
And to discuss it, I'm joined on the broadcast by Radhika Khera, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Dr. Rajat Sethi, who's an economist and a commentator, Professor Monojit Mondal, political analyst. We also have with us Ashutosh Mishra, who is a senior journalist. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us here on Times Now. Ashutosh Mishra, to you first. IMF says that India is a key engine as far as the global growth is concerned. IMF has also upgraded India's growth forecast for current year from 6.6% to not 6.7 or 6.8, but actually 7.3%. Yet we have Rahul Gandhi calling India a dead economy.
So the same IMF has graded India's GDP figure as C because it does not reflect the informal sector, which accounts for around 83 to 87% of the employment. And
so when you agreed with IMF on that point, why are you not agreeing with IMF on this point when IMF calls India a bright spot?
So when the GDP data based on which IMF is giving those projections is flawed, how can you trust the same data? If you see, even CMI pointed out how the private foreign investment in India is going down. We have seen in the stock markets and especially in case of foreign private investment, it's lowest since 2010.
Okay.
The FIIs are exiting our stock market.
This is politics of convenience clearly, because when IMF calls India a bright spot, upgrades India's GDP forecast, then you don't want to believe IMF, but you want to believe IMF when it raises questions on the way GDP is calculated. But what will you say to Mr. DK Shivkumar then? He in Davos is saying India is rising. Rahul Gandhi here in India is saying India is a dead economy.
So I would go when Shivkumar talks there, he is representing India, and if he doesn't run you down publicly, if he had said otherwise, you would have said he is insulting India on the foreign stage.
But isn't he then insulting Rahul Gandhi? Radhika Khera, isn't then he going against the High Command and insulting Rahul Gandhi? That is acceptable to Mr. Ashutosh Mishra. Radhika, can you hear me? Okay, I don't think she's able to hear me. Let me go across to Dr. Rajat Sethi. Dr. Rajat Sethi, how will you like to respond? Who should we believe really? You're an economist. Can you explain to our viewers? Because on one hand, we have the leader of the opposition, the Lok Sabha, saying economy is dead. A same leader who is actually from the Congress party, from the same party actually, says in Davos that India is rising.
See, you can't expect politicians to talk truth, because if they do that, they will lose elections. This is why they make these outlandish claims. What I infer here in truth, the nature of truth is that it is somewhere in the middle. The textile sector over the last 9 months has taken some hit, but the hit has been 0.26%. That is the degree with which the exports, our textile exports, have gone down. Which is, of course, worrisome, but it is not something which is tantamount to saying that the textile sector is dead. Also keep in mind the bigger perspective that last quarter itself, our economy grew at a breakneck pace of 8.2% against all odds. Look at the kind of headwinds that we were facing. Not just us, but countries around the world are grappling with absolutely unprecedented geopolitical scenarios which they couldn't even imagine, they couldn't even factor in. And economy is not like a car that you can turn at every corner, right? You need to change your systems, identify new buyers, get into new supply chains, explore new markets. It takes time to adjust. And a lot of analysts are also expecting that in the near term, you will see the EU orders and the US orders reach back to the levels that they were. Then this is just a temporary blip. So making these absolute outlandish statements which are far diverse from truth is just juvenile, and I think all politicians should stay away from these rhetorical statements and just go on. If you would have said that yes, textile is hit, there are some job losses which are happening, everybody would have believed it. Absolutely. But when you make hyperbole around it, nobody will believe it.
Professor Monojit Mondal, do you agree with what Rahul Gandhi is saying, his assessment of the state of the economy, or do you believe what DK Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, has said about India's economy?
I do believe that India's economy is taking a bad hit because of these foreign relationship with America. It may be based on the tariff war, but I think there is more to it than just meet the eyes. We know what Mr. Donald Trump is up to. He is almost following a new imperial economic policy. We know that how aggressive he has become after taking over Venezuela. Now he's moving on to Greenland. Bangladesh is also a story. Everyone knows that America is a player in Bangladesh. So I think on all counts, especially in case of Bangladesh, I do not have to suspect, but it is a fact.
I'm talking about India right now. I'm talking about India right now. Is India a dead economy, in your opinion, yes or no?
But I'm saying that India may not be a dead economy, but definitely it's going down and down since the last 1 year.
But Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, who's a Deputy Chief Minister, he says India is rising at World Economic Forum. You're saying economy is going down and down. Somebody from the opposition only is saying India is rising.
I'll tell you. In the same World Economic Forum, there are economists from other countries, especially from Harvard University. They are saying that India is taking a bad hit because of so many other aspects, especially in the scenario of pollution. The pollution is definitely, destroying India's growth, India's economy. India's trained as a fine developing economy.
You know, in the same panel, it was also said that very soon India is going to become the third largest economy. If you heard the entire panel that you're talking about, in the same panel it was mentioned.
I won't go by, hang on. I won't go by either Mr. V.K. Shivkumar or Rahul Gandhi.
Okay.
I will go by the economist. And what I'm seeing around, job losses are happening, industry is going down, textile is getting hit, petroleum. In every case, I think these
Radhika Khera, how will you like to respond? Because according to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Ashutosh Mishra and Professor Monojit Mondal, everything in this country is going down.
Everyone, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, what Rahul Gandhi is talking about, and it is not economics, it is basic political fear-mongering. And when he says that the Indian economy is dead, he's clearly forgetting that it's his own career which is dead. Indian textile and apparel exports have not crashed overall. They have remained stable or grown modestly globally. India has seen double-digit growth due to non-US markets in 111 countries. On a month-to-month basis, shipments have continued to show momentum even in the late 2025, which clearly contradicts Rahul Gandhi's claim that high US tariffs have killed India's textile jobs and exports. Even with the 50% tariffs in USA, India's textile exports have grown globally, up nearly by 10% across 111 countries, with continued momentum. And so that just proves that this sector is not dead. Yes, resilient, but diversified. So saying that, again, is trying to fear mongering. And Rahul Gandhi's own leaders, D.K. Shivkumar Sahab, who is now all set to be the Chief Minister of Karnataka, has already proved Rahul Gandhi wrong. Now, this video, I am telling you, is again going to come out. If you remember, a few months back, Rahul Gandhi had posted a similar video of visiting an electronic factory. And where he said that सब कुछ China से बन के आता है, and another drama was done, everything is collapsing. And it turned out that the factory belonged to, I think, Congress Party's national spokesperson and also a member of parliament candidate from Uttar Pradesh from the Ladki Hu Lad Sakti Hu panel. So another, I'm telling you, even this person where he visited today will turn out to be someone from the Congress family, and it will be a staged video just to show some, कि Rahul Gandhi को economics बारे में पता है. This talk of a crumbling economy is absolutely baseless.
Okay, Ashutosh Mishra, quick response, and then Professor Monojit Mondal, very quickly.
To understand is when Rahul Gandhi, as Mr. Sethi was pointing out, he's talking about the manufacturing sector, and maybe D.K. Shivkumar is talking about the services sector, which is growing. This is a fine distinction, and maybe that is why the
well, that's your assumption, Mr. Ashutosh Mishra. Because one second. Let's not mislead people here. Let's be absolutely clear. It is your assumption, because when you say dead economy, India is a dead economy, then you're talking about country as a whole. When you say India is rising, you're talking about the country as a whole. But anyways, let's talk about what we are doing as a country. Now, if indeed India is a dead economy, and that question is for all of you, why will India be signing trade agreements, free trade agreements with a lot of other countries? Why would EU be interested in signing trade agreement with India? That's being called as mother of all deals. Why would any country on the planet will be interested in signing deals with a country whose economy is dead? Professor Monojit Mondal?
India still is a very vibrant country. I mean, why people should not sign those deals? But the fact remains that we have become heavily dependent on two countries, China and Asia.
Agree that, will you at least agree that people should refrain from calling the economy dead?
I mean, dead economy means dead country. We're not yet dead, but definitely things are in the decline. You have to, I mean, look at the markets for the last 6-7 months. Ever since the tariff, I mean, if you have investment in the market,
okay,
you will
10
understand
seconds.
how badly
Dr. Sethi, how will you like to respond to these people who continue to say that it's declining, our economy?
See, if you only want to see red sign everywhere, how can I stop it? Right? It's up to them. Just now Ashutosh, she was mentioning about manufacturing going down, but services going up. Just the last quarter itself, the PMI index was at record high levels. Manufacturing as a sector's growth was 10%, just the last quarter itself. And this is right during the time when, all these international geopolitical upheaval is happening.
Right.
We have manufactured and sold record iPhones. $50 billion. I mean, who could have imagined that Apple would come lock, stock and barrel to this level into our country, and that too in the state of Tamil Nadu.
Right.
For God's sake, you are in power in Tamil Nadu. How can you go out and criticize your own state's growth story if you're calling it dead? So you see, this is plain political talk and absolutely zero merit in what he has said.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us here on this debate. But it's going to be a top focus ahead as well. Thank you for the moment for joining us.